Hey y'all, it is July the 2nd, 2018. Thank you for joining me. I've been over here compiling all sort of information and details and getting things together and, basically archiving a whole bunch of things. I've been over here doing some research and I came across something, and as you can tell, you can look at the top right there. It's kind of very interesting. Now, and if you look a little bit further lower, you'll see that this article was actually published on February the 22nd, 2018 by Terrell Forney with the help of Andrea Torres. All right, and the headline reads, Facial Expression. Survivor says a Parkland school shooter actually says he had absolutely no facial expression. All right, so I told you a long time ago, and I told people that, of course, you could expect that as soon as I find a witness, I will tell you. And I told you I'd tell you. All right, so I found a witness. Now, like I said, this article was written and published in February the 22nd. We're in July the 2nd. How come it took me so long to find it? I don't know, but I just came across it. How come there's no other articles and stuff? And people aren't harping on this. People should be harping on this because, as far as I know, and as far as I'm concerned, this is the only girl who saw Nikolas Cruz during the whole shooting and stuff. We're going to read this article and see exactly what it says, just in case if you haven't seen it, because I haven't heard anyone bring it up. By the way, this lady would be Samantha Fuentes. So you might know she got shot. She got some shrapnel in the eye, and I believe she got shot up a little bit in the legs. We're about to find out. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School shooting survivor, who's actually a survivor. I will give her that, man. She did get shot. Samantha Fuentes has shrapnel lodged behind the lobe of her right eye and bullet fragments in both legs. She has stitches on her face and a bruise around her eye. Only just a centimeter over or an inch over from where I was sitting could have fatally ended my life, Fuentes said. Says something right there. But the 18-year-old senior was inside Building 12's classroom 1214. Before we go on, I got to let y'all know that a lot of these testimonies are going to be coming out of the room 1214, which so happens to be Holocaust history class, which I didn't even know there was a whole class dedicated to that, but I guess there is. And a lot of the people who died were in the Holocaust class. A lot of the people who got shot up were in the Holocaust class. All right. Holocaust, just so y'all know, means the sacrifice of, whoever. So they're in that class. She's in that class as well. She got shot up a little bit. A lot of people got shot up in that class. So it says the 18-year-old senior was inside the building, Building 12, classroom 1214, when former student Nikolas Cruz, whom authorities said confessed to the shooting, all right, started to fire his AR-15 semi-automatic rifle at classrooms 1215 and 1216. He moved on to her classroom next. Fuentes said that the Valentine's Day shooting interrupted a conversation about hate groups and the history of the Holocaust. She said she was able to identify Cruz as he aimed a weapon that he was able to purchase legally when he was 18 years old. Now, before we move on any further, it's a small article. I just want to point out, a lot of people probably have pointed out this whole situation, that 1215 and rooms 1216 were shot up before 1214. All right, so we're trying to get the sequence of everything all put together and adding up correctly, and those are important things to note. Now, the rest of the article says this: he never entered the classroom. He shoved his barrel through the window of the glass and started spraying the room. Fuentes, a cadet with the school's JROTC, told Local 10 News. When the shooting stopped, I looked up and I looked at the window, and he was standing there just looking in. He had absolutely no facial expression. Isn't that ominous? Now, we're over here, we're following this case, and I have a reason to believe that things did not go down as they were alleged. However, I don't have any There's no way to ignore what this lady is saying. She says she saw Nikolas Cruz's face, and even more ominous, perhaps, it had no expression on it whatsoever. It's very interesting because she saw his face. Then obviously he did not have a mask on while he was looking into the window, you know. And such things like surveillance footage would definitely show him not having a mask on while he looked into various windows. They certainly would. I mean, obviously because she saw his face to the point where she could tell that he had no facial expression, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, uh, you know, as far as I could tell, the one and only eyewitness to see Nick Cruz's face during the shooting. And I have no idea who else could have possibly seen it. No idea. Right? But except for Miss Samantha Fuentes. Now you can go ahead and go read the rest if you want. There's the headline, all right? Like you might already see this from some local news affiliated with ABC. All right, and they're here to bring you the details. I don't know why they haven't hammered this home. All right, we should have talked to this lady a lot about the fact that she's seen his face and that he had no expression. All right, and certainly there's all sort of evidence to back this up. All right, and so we're gonna have to dig in. We're gonna have to really dig in to this particular angle, and I want to hear y'all's feedback. I want to hear what y'all know about this lady and the developments. Because she happens to be in the spotlight. She happens to be number one. Nobody else has seen his face except her. We need her testimonial. All right, so holler at me. I'll holler at y'all, and I appreciate y'all. I'll holler at y'all a little bit later.